Thanks. Good afternoon. In our previous lab, we have seen about the virtual lab experiments, right? And then we have done image negative and contrast stretching, but via built-in function. But now what we are going to do, we will do this thing manually. So here's this point processing in spatial domain where we are applying image negative, thresholding, and contrast stretching of the image. But this, all the things we are doing manually. Okay. So a very first program that is for image negative. So in image negative, we have done this via built-in function, which was IM complement, right? That we have done. Now you need to do it manually. For the manual thing, do you remember this term, that formula, that L minus 1 minus R? So what it means? L minus 1 minus R means your highest level, whatever it is, right, that minus your current intensity. So you will get the new intensity. Suppose right now my current intensity is 0. So I'll get it as 255 as a new one. So it is exactly opposite to whatever I am having right now, right? That is what the opposite one. So that is how you are getting negative. So via this formula, we are going to simply calculate negative of the image, right? This is what we are going to do. So very first task is we are reading the image, right? So in this IM data folder, I'm already having this cameraman.tif image. That what I'm reading, right? So I am read of that. Then we are just getting the size into the two separate variables m and n. Okay. So finally, this m and n would have that image value, right? I will do this. Okay. Now we need to apply the for loop. So first for loop, always what we are taking, that is for row, and the second one, that is for column. So how to do this into the MATLAB? For I equals to 1 colon m. So it will be executed till your number of rows. And for j, it will run till your number of columns. So this is what the loops for I and j. Now I'm taking another image, that is IMN. You can take any of the name of your wish, I1, I2, whatever it is, right? I have taken IMN of IJ. So at that particular point, intensity would be what? Right? Because right now IMN of IJ is the blank one, right? So over there you are giving the intensity, that is 256, that is your L for 8-bit image. L minus 1 means 255 it will create, right? So it is 256 means L minus 1 minus R. So this is your R, IM of IJ. If I am having any of the array, if I am having any of the array like integer A of 10 cross 10, okay? So I'll take a for loop for I is equals to 0, I less than, and so, right? Another for loop that is for column, j is equals to 0, j is less than, and so, right? Then what I'm doing is, then if I want to access any particular element which is on second row and the fifth column, suppose. So how I'll write A of second row, fifth column. It is like this. So same way here I'm doing IM, that is what my variable name, of IJ. So on that particular row and that particular column, whatever the intensity is there, that I'm doing 256 minus 1 minus that intensity R. So that intensity I'll get from IM of IJ, right? This is what I'm having. This is nothing but this, right? Okay, hear this thing. So that I'm just doing minus, right? Then I'm ending this for loop, then another for loop, then I'll check the same thing via the built-in function. So I'll get to know that, okay, whatever I'm getting is exactly what I'm getting through the built-in function. So I have implemented this IM complement of IM. This is via built-in function. That output will be in G. And what manually I have calculated, that is in IM. Right? So I'll show each and everything over here. Now here you will find another function which is subplot. What it will do? Subplot will do what? Subplot is nothing but it will simply plot whatever you are writing. If it is your image, that will simply plot into one of the box. How much or how many boxes you want, that you are saying over here. If it is 2,2, it means it will create 2 cross 2 box. So 2 rows and the 2 columns. So you can imagine 4 boxes will be there, right? Same way, if you will write 1,3 means a single row but 3 columns, right? Same way. So in the very first box, I want IM show IM, which is my original image. That what I'll give the title. In the second box here, I'll show you whatever we have calculated manually, that negative image. And into the third box, I'm showing you the image which is calculated via built-in function. Okay. So here the code is clear, right? Once we'll run this, we can check the output. This is what the output is. This is what my original 8-bit grayscale image. I have done it manually, negative image of this, right? Negation, you can say. And this is what the G, which is exactly same, right? So we are doing the same thing. So I hope this program is clear. Say yes or no. Yes. Is it clear to you guys? Nobody is writing anything. It means what? Okay. Fine. So please finish this program. And how to do this into the Octave? Now that would be your question, right? If you don't have MATLAB, then how you will work with the Octave? So see here. First open this Octave, right? Then what you are doing is do from here the sign up or sign in, right? If you want to do that, they will not allow you to write the script. You can only use just this command prompt. But once you will sign in, no, here we will have the space. Now here you need to upload the image, right? So you need to download from here. Suppose I'm searching for 8-bit grayscale image download, right? Right. So you can search for those images, whatever you like, take it. Right. These all are the grayscale images. This is what I have downloaded. Okay. This is what the Einstein image, that what I have downloaded. That I have downloaded and placed over here in this folder, right? In G Drive MATLAB folder. Now you just need to upload the file. Okay, this image you need to upload over here. So that I'm uploading. Once I'll click on this upload, simply select this image from whatever the drive you are working, simply open it. So that image will be finally over here. So that is what my image is, right? So this is what your Einstein image. Now you need to create one script now, right? So just click on this empty file, right? That is .m file. Give the appropriate name here, suppose experiment or you can say the tutorial second first program. So experiment 2.1.m. Give OK. Here your .m file will be. Okay. I have already created this negative.m. I have given the name negative.m. Here there would be the blank space, and here you need to write the program. Fine. So is it clear? So I'm reading this image, that is Einstein.jsp, that I'm having, right? Whatever the image you are reading, that should be here at your left hand side. Fine. The same code. When I'll run this, right? So this is what we are getting the output. Fine. Is it clear? So simply download any of your grayscale image, right? Upload over here, create one .m file, right? You can even download that file, right? You need to download it, because if once your file is done or maybe it is deleted, then so download it after creating, right? And do it. So finish your very first program, everyone. Is it done? Yes, everyone. Is it done or not? Ayah, Shaheen, Daniel, Fatima, Kancho, Maima,
Not yet, Mom.
Ahmed,
I'm doing.
Nal, Sagni, Tilahun, and Yograj. Doing. Okay. Do it quickly. Fine, I hope it is done now, right? So we can move on to the next program. This is what about the thresholding of an image. What we are doing into this thresholding. This is what we have learned into our theory session also. What we are doing, what is the thresholding? Yes, anyone? Thresholding means what? Converting our image into binary image, that is known as thresholding. Right? If my image is a grayscale image and I'm converting it into binary one, then it is known as thresholding. Right? So here I'm having my different intensity values for the different pixels. I'm having values from 0 to 255. Now I need to convert it only into two values. Means total 256 values I'm converting into either 0 or 1. So which value will be mapped to 0 and which values would be mapped to 1, that what I am deciding. Right. So how I'm deciding it? Either you can take randomly that suppose 100 or you can say 125, right? That whatever the intensity values, whatever the pixels, who is having intensity value between 0 to 255, they will be mapped as 0. And values from 126 to, you can say, 255, that will be mapped to 1. This is what you are deciding. Otherwise, the best way to decide it, because see, we don't know how many number of pixels are having intensities between 0 to 125 and between 126 to 255. So how you can judge it? So you need to take always average of intensities, average. for the average, what you can do? You have to do summation of your all intensity of all your pixels divided by number of pixels, right? If it is your array, suppose if it is your integer array of 10 of 10, right? How you will do this? First you will take the array, then you will have a for loop. One is for row and another one is for column, right? I'm not writing the whole code, okay? For the column, and then what you will do is you will take one of the variable, that is sum, right? Here you will take sum is equals to 0, you will assign, then sum is equals to sum plus a of ij. So this is what you will do, right? So the same thing you will do into the matrix, because you want that particular element value which you need to add into your one of the variable sum. So here I'll get it like this, no, im of ij. So that particular intensity I'll add into this. I'll do the summation of all my intensities, and then finally out of this loop I'll divide it with number of pixels. Number of pixels I'll be having as number of rows and number of columns via the size. So I'll be having that thing also. Okay. I hope somehow the things are clear. Say yes or no. So we will move on to this actual code. Okay. So here, your second program is about the thresholding. I'm reading here the image intentionally that is of RGB, because many of the time you are not getting the image that is of grayscale, or maybe you want to convert your RGB to gray and then gray to binary image. This is what the whole thing I'm showing you here. So first I'm reading one of the image, which is the RGB image. You can check here, that image is image of Taj Mahal, right? So that I am opening over here, I'm reading that pixels. It would be having RGB colors, 3 dimensions, right? This I'm reading from this drive. Okay. Now I'll just show you what is my original RGB image, right? So I'll simply subplot it. Now I need to convert my RGB to grayscale, because ultimately I want to apply thresholding, and I cannot directly apply this thing thresholding onto my RGB image. So what I need to do, in this X1, I'm doing RGB to gray. That is what inbuilt function, via which it will automatically convert RGB to gray. So finally in this X1, I'm having my grayscale image. Okay, gray image. That image again I'm converting into double for more precision, as well as whatever the output image I have taken, that is in double. Okay, so I'm taking for more precision that the class is as double. It was previously as an integer, but I'm taking it as a double. So that again I have read, or I have overwritten the values in variable x only. Okay, so finally with this x I am having one of the grayscale image. That's it. Now I'll take this total as your summation, sum equals to 0, like same way the total equals to 0. I'll check the size of this x and I'll take it in variable a and b. Now I'll take another image y with all the zeros. So it means what you are doing is, what you are doing here is, one of the image you are having, suppose it is 500 cross 500. The same size image you are taking, that is again 500 cross 500 image, and that would be your output image, because whatever the changes you are doing, that is in output image, not with the input image. Obviously, this is what I have created, no, with all zeros, right? So all intensity values would be what? 0. So my output image is like this for a now. Okay. Initially, my output image is a blank one. Either you can take it with all ones, either you are taking with all zeros, right? You are creating one new output image with all the zeros as their intensity values. Now, you are just showing that what is your output image initially, and you will get this black color image. Then we have to do that summation for the intensities, that what we have, right? So I'm taking here for loop, one is for rows, one is for column, and here I'm doing total is equals to total plus x of ij. So we will start with the very first row, very first column, and then we will add all the intensities, right? And finally, I'll be having summation of those all intensities here. I'll end here. It is end. Now I need to calculate average. For average, I have taken one meaningful variable, which is THR for threshold. Right? THR equals to TOT divided by A into B. A and B, they are your number of rows and columns. So you are finally dividing with the number of pixels. So you will get some average over here, which is your THR. Okay. Then now you want to place according to this average. I am saying that now whatever the pixels who are having the intensities less than whatever my thresholding point, they would be mapped to 0, and whosoever is having greater than this value, they will be mapped to 1. Simple. So if my intensity is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 45, 78, 130, whatever it is, if suppose my thresholding point is 155, so it is less than 155, they will be mapped to 0. And if it is greater than 155, they will be mapped to 1. Easy. Okay. Whatever the thresholding point we are getting depends on that, less than and greater. So I'll do that. So here I have done the same thing. I have again taken the for loop, 1 to A, 1 to B, fine. If your x of ij means in your input image, whatever the intensity value is there is less than thresholding point. If it is so, you are making it as 0, else you are making it as 1. Okay. Finally, you are ending this if else, then you are ending this 2 for loops, and then finally you are subplotting this original image and binary image, right? So here when I'll run this, you can check the output. What we are getting is, right? This is what my original RGB image. This is my output image initially, that what I said, no, with all the zeros, right? This is what my original gray level image, right? This is what my grayscale image, which I have converted via RGB to gray function. And finally, from this grayscale, I'm converting into binary. Now, how they have put these pixels, you can check the same thing over here. Check this MATLAB. Here, where is my actual input image? That is with X, right? So I'll write here X. Whatever the intensities I'm getting, you can check with the very first row and column. You will do that. Suppose this is what? 130. You can check your thresholding value. It is 162.34. Means 162 is your average. That is your thresholding point. So you are saying that whatever the values are less than 162, they will be mapped to 0. And whatever intensities are greater than 162, they will be mapped to 1. This is what you are saying. You can even check the total. This is what the summation of all your intensities. Right? So this is your very first row and very first column. 130 is less than 162. So it will be mapped to 0, means with black color. So very first row and very first column. I hope you are getting now. What we are doing is, say yes or no. Yeah. Same way you can check. All the other intensities are less than your average. All the intensities. Somewhere after this many rows, somewhere here you are getting this 164 and all, right? So from here from somewhere this row you are getting the white color pixels, so that you can check here from now. From here you are getting some white color pixels. Okay. You can even do the reverse thing because that is up to you. You are saying that if your intensity values are less than this, your thresholding value, you want to make it 1 and the rest of the pixels 0. So that is up to you. No, you can again check, you can run this and you can have the image reverse of this. Wait for a while. See? Okay. So that is up to you how you are setting the thresholding and what kind of condition you are seeing. Okay. So all these rows will be now with one color. Means you can say that is white color. Right. Okay. So this is what the program of thresholding. I hope it is very clear to you guys. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Fine. So please do this.
Hello, ma'am. Your screen.
Sorry, I was disconnected. I hope you have finished this program. Is it so? Have you done with it? Please let me know here. Hello. Nobody's answering means what? Yeah, fine. I'll show you the code. Please finish it within 5 minutes, huh? Okay, fine. So I hope it is done now, right? The last program for today is the contrast stretching of the image, right? So what you are doing here in the contrast stretching, suppose if this is what, um, yeah, if this is what the graph for your histogram, right? That it is something like this. It's using from 0.3 to 0.6, suppose, right? And if you are making it like this, now, so here the what would be from where you want to stretch, from where you want to stretch your graph, from that you will take the slope or something like this. You will take the slope like this. This is what one of the way to do the contrast stretching manually. This is one of the way. You can even find the other ways on net, right? That via the slope where it is actually crossing through those axis and all and like that, you can apply the formulas of line, you know, now y is equals to mx plus c or something like that. Maths. Yeah. Okay. So first I'm showing you the code which we have done via built-in functions with the use of IMadjust, right? So first I'm reading one of the image, okay? Then I'm taking here the stretch limit into one of the variable LH, right? So lowest and highest limits will be here, low and high, okay? Then I'm applying here IMadjust, one of the variable, that is I, that is where I have read my image, okay? On that image, wherever there is the low and high is like this, zero point 0.3 and 0.6 suppose, right? That what we have seen the example. There I wanted to make it from 0.7 to 1. Okay, this is what your input, this is what your output contrast stretch. You want to stretch, you want your histogram between 0.7 to 1 only, right? And I'm simply plotting everything: original image, stretched image, histogram of original, histogram of stretch. When we will run this, you can check the output. Right? This is what the output. This is your original image, which was low contrast, centered between middle of your histogram. Here I have given 0.7 to 1. So here my histogram, all the pixels are shifted in this range only. Fine. If I'll do the change over here, you can check if I'm doing it 0.5 to 1, then it will show me the value in that way. Right? It is shifted from 0.5 to 1 only. Same way you can check 0.2 to 1. So it's using the whole span almost, right? 0.2 to 1. And if you will make it 0 to 1, then it would be scattered from 0 to the 1. That's whole range, 0 to 255. That's what we can say. Okay? So this is what we are doing. I think it is clear to everybody what we have done with the built-in function with this IMadjust. But what we are doing manually, that is this. Okay, I'm showing you one of the thing here is I'm reading line. I just want a few lines from this. Right? Okay. If suppose my image is having the matrix like this, okay, my image is having matrix like this, and I want to find minimum and maximum from this, then and only then I'll get to know that in my whole over image the minimum intensity value is this and the maximum intensity value is this. That what I want to know. So suppose this is what my image, and from here I'm finding the minimum. So what you can say, what is minimum? That would be 80, oh sorry, 77, right? So you will write here 77, that is your minimum. Now for another row, from all the columns, which one is the minimum? Suppose it is 82. So you will make it as 82. Same way here you will find 78, I think, right? So 78 and so on, right? So this is how you are finding it. Over here somewhere you have the values like 45. So here your minimum is 45, right? This way you are searching, and after that from this all values, from the 77, 82, 78 and 45, which one is the minimum value? So you will say it is 45. Okay. Same way you will find maximum. Which one is the max value? Here you can say 99, right? So 99 is max. Here also, somewhere if suppose it is 198, if I'm making it like this, so you will write here, okay, 198 is the maximum, and so on. And then you will find, okay, 198 or 210, something like this. This is what the maximum value among all your pixels and density. So you got your LNH, right? Low and high. Low is 45, high is 210, like this. And we will apply that slope formula, the slope, then we'll find intercept, then we'll put that in y is equals to mx plus c and all, right? So this is how we are working. Okay. So where we were, yeah. So here we are finding minimum, here we are finding maximum, right? So again we will back to our code here, and I'll show you this. Once I am reading this image, which is my pout.tif image. Now in this rtemp is nothing, but it is we are finding the minimum value from each and every row, right? Or from each and every column, whatever you will consider, finally you will get your minimum value. Okay. So here this is what your rtemp is. This rtemp equals to minimum of 5. So it will find into your all columns, means it will simply take one single row and all the columns. So that's what we have done, no? Single row, all the columns, column 1, column 2, column 3 and so on. From here it is finding the minimum value from it. Okay. So that here we are finding minimum value. Okay. Then I want the from this all values, from the 77, 82, 78 and 45, I want the minimum one. So that I am finding here in rmin. Rmin equals to minimum of rtemp. Okay. So finally I'll be having the minimum value. Okay. Then I'm finding here the maximum value, right? The max of I and this. Then we are finding slope here, that m is equals to 255 divided by r max minus r min, right? We are finding the slope. So here the slope of line joining the point 0 to 255 to some r min r max. Okay. Now we are finding intercept of a straight line with the axis. So that I can find with this formula, C is equals to whatever is your maximum intensity. Here we are having suppose 8-bit image. Out of this 8-bit image, here largest grayscale intensity is what? Your L minus 1. That would be your last value. That is your 255. That is why here and here you have taken 255. If you are taking 16-bit image, then you need to change it. Okay. So 255 minus m into r max. So this will find the intercept of the straight line. And finally that you are putting over here, that your new intensity, new image would be m into I. Your m is your slope, that what you have find, that you are multiplying with your actual original image, plus you are simply adding intercept here. Okay. And finally, when you will check this value, no, original stretched image, histogram of original image and histogram of stretched image, you will get to know what we are having is. Just wait for the output. Yes. So this is what the output. This is what your histogram of original image that you have shifted to this histogram of stretched image. Now you can check for the values. You can check here the value of m. So your slope value you are getting is 2. So here you can imagine whatever the new intensity range you are getting, over there you are multiplying this m with your original one. So if your lowest intensity is, suppose that is 0.3, so it would be multiplied with 2. So it will start from 0.6. So that what we are getting here, no? That what we are getting here. Okay. And if your range is 0.6, that will again be multiplied, but it will be over here only at the last, right? Due to our range. Fine. So this is what we are doing. I of nu equals to m into I plus c. So this is how we are getting the new things because our slope value is 2. If my slope value, in some of the case, if you will find the image online and if it is already high contrast image, your slope value will become 1. So what will happen? 1 into whatever it is plus intercept, generally you are getting 0. Into our case also it is 0. It means no change into the image. And then you will ask, madam, here the new image is also very similar and the histogram is also similar. But you just need to check the value of your slope. Right? If it is low contrast image, then and only then after this formulas we are simply stretching it or we are shifting our values. This is what one of the way I am showing you. Another way how to do this, that you need to find, you need to implement. Right? One of the solution I'm giving, though there would be more ways to do this task. Okay. So you just please finish this. Here also you will download 8-bit grayscale image only, okay, and apply it. But find low contrast image. If you will be having bad image, then you can understand what is good image. So download 8-bit low contrast image. Like that you can search. Okay? I hope it is done. If it is done, you may write your enrollment numbers and you may leave.
Thank you, ma'am.
I hope you guys have written your numbers already. If it is not, please write it down very quickly. I'm about to end the session, right? Yogaraj, Kancho, Ranim, Sagni. So when you have written the number, so please write it down. I'm about to end the session. One last reminder, if you have not yet written your number, please write it down and you may leave the meet.